Chapter 13. Criticism. After another day of hustling, Debra gave Marcus his customary drop home. As he stepped out onto the pavement, two of his neighbors, a pair of young black women, noticed him coming out of the car. They eyed him conspicuously as Debra waved him goodbye. He started walking up the path, and from over the hedge that separated the houses, he heard them whispering. Then, loud enough for him to hear, one of them remarked,
"So many smart, strong, beautiful black women out here, and you go for a lazy, fat, white hussy. Is it 'cause you hate yourself, Brutha? You wish you was white, don't you? You don't got a mother or sisters? How can you dog them out like that? You one of those weak-ass black men who can't handle a strong African sister?"
The other girl quickly chimed in.
"No, girl. I know what he is. Just a no-good broke scrub using that desperate fatty for her money. You saw who was in the driver's seat, didn't you? This nigga ain't shit. Just another no-good black man mooching off desperate women."
Marcus was tall enough to catch their smug expressions over the top of the hedge just before they scuttled off inside, snickering. They left him in a state of dumbfounded disbelief. As he began to walk up the front steps, his shock turned to anger. He didn't even know them, so what right did they have to judge him for his choice of a woman? What were they hoping to accomplish by telling him those things? Did they think he would be so ashamed of himself that he would ask one of them to be his girl instead? And what the hell did his mother have to do with anything? But his anger wasn't only for them and their rude comments. It was an anger directed at society for making such stupid rules about race, directed at himself because he knew that even though Debra wasn't his girl, he wanted her to be, but was too scared of what people would think about him to do anything about it. "I'm pathetic." The thought seemed to come to him from outside of his mind. It was as if he were looking on at himself from somewhere in the ether, like you might do in a dream or a fantasy, and reprimanding himself for his own foolishness. It had slowly begun to dawn on him just how shallow some men were. If Debra was slim, everyone would be accepting of their relationship, but because she was fat, they would ridicule him. As the humiliating incident replayed in his head for the fourth time, he began to realize the truth. What those two girls had said really didn't matter. He didn't know them. They might be black, but he would probably not see them again for the rest of his life. And even if he did happen to bump into them once in a while, he didn't want negative people like that around him anyway. It was actually no loss to him at all what they thought. Unlike them, Debra had a positive effect on him. She uplifted and supported him constantly. She was someone he wanted as a permanent fixture in his life. At the end of the day, why should he allow the thinking of ignorant people to influence him? At that point, his mind was made up. He wanted Debra and did not care what anyone else thought about it. Who vex loss, as his people like to say. It was also at this moment that he realized he'd been lingering, unmoving, on the front steps for an uncomfortable period. He straightened up, glanced around, and hurried inside. As soon as the door clicked open, Natalie was upon him.
"Marcus? That you?"
she said, rounding the corner to the entrance hall.
"I can't take much more of this shit, you know. Ever since you started your little hobby, I've had to be the one cooking and cleaning around here, and I have to go to work too. What? You think you got a maid, nigga? I ain't no maid. I'm a working woman. I don't need all the shit when I come home."
Wearily, Marcus turned to look at her. She looked exactly like those girls from earlier. The same mannerisms, a hand on the hip, the finger waving back and forth, the neck that looked like it would break if she stuck it out any further. She even wore the same weave they wore, with the long streaks of lighter color intertwined throughout. For a second, he wondered when he had found this stuff attractive. When she turned to walk away, he saw her booty swaying from side to side, and he remembered why he loved her. For real? That's it? He thought. He wasn't even getting to touch her anymore, so what was the point? Why was he still with her? These types of thoughts came at him like a barrage, but he didn't say a word. As usual, he slapped together a quick sandwich and went to bed.
Geez, I'm such a shallow man.
He thought.
All us men so shallow. All we want is nice breast and nice ass, but that really's not all it have. What about her goals in life, her beliefs or values?
It didn't take long for him to realize that he didn't even know what Natalie's goals were, and he didn't care. As far as he was concerned, their relationship was over. Even if he didn't end up with Debra, he'd rather be alone than with this type of woman.
But how I getting out? Probably I should just tell her straight out.
Lying in bed now, he began to mumble to himself,
Natalie, we're over. Or maybe I should come up with a logical statement to show the benefits a breakup would have. Or maybe I shouldn't tell her.
He racked his brain until finally,
Yeah, okay, I won't. That's probably better.
there was a loud flush from the bathroom, and Natalie came out with her lip curled.
Yuck! Seriously, Marcus, you forgot to flush the toilet.
A silence passed between them as he had a moment of mental dissonance. Then he blurted,
I'm so sick of this. Natalie, we done. I want you out of my house by tomorrow. I don't care where it is you go. I don't care what you do. Just be out by tomorrow, you hear me?
Natalie stared at him. Her jaw could have touched the floor.
Are you serious?
She scoffed. Marcus tossed her a pillow and said,
Sleep out on the couch tonight, 'cause I really don't want to hear it.
Natalie didn't waste time starting to beg.
Wait, honey. I know I've been kind of hard to deal with lately, but it's just all the stress on work and stuff getting to me. I promise I'll change. Please give me another chance.
I already told you I don't want to hear it. You're making enough money to get your own place, so I want you gone.
Natalie ran from the room sobbing. With the room finally quiet, he snuggled into his sheets and thought,
That wasn't so bad.
He was asleep in the next minute. Splash! Marcus bolted out of bed in a panic, sputtering and coughing. Cold water ran off him like rain as he stared at Natalie in shock. She had dunked a bucket of ice-cold water on him and stood there now with a triumphant grin. Before he could manage a word, she slapped him across the face.
I just got off the phone with Mr. Graham, and I'm going to live with him from now on. And yes, I have been screwing our boss all these years. Every night I've worked late. I've really been working his big rod. He's a real man. I should have left your loser ass a long time ago. You have never been shit. You think you can live without me? Try, bitch.
She stormed out of the house, shouting over her shoulder that she would be back for her stuff. Marcus flopped onto the other side of the bed, where it was dry, and breathed a sigh of relief. Somehow, the blow to his ego didn't seem to matter that much. The house was silent, and all his tension had flooded away with Natalie's departure. He closed his eyes again and mumbled tiredly,
That's more like it.